video on their social media. You know I follow the Colts on social media. A little Daniel Jones for Greg. And a little Anthony Richardson with the rec specs on.
Listen, down my list of guys, but still in my stable of guys is Anthony Richardson.
You were big on him.
Well, big on him is too strong. I didn't like any of that quarterback class. Now, CJ was in it, so it looks like I was wrong. But I said, if I had to take one of those guys, I'd take the guy who had the most impressive combine ever, even though he wasn't that good of a college player. Turns out, thus far, it's been more like his college career than the combine, but he still
throws a nice deep ball.
He's still the best in the league.
A nice Hail Mary.
The best deep ball in the league. He can run. He's strong. I like to think maybe he just needed LASIK. Maybe.
I have to pause Weird and Wonderful because our director, Rick, who basically never talks to me during the show, except if I'm like slouched over or out of this little box, hopped into my ear and said, Riley Leonard is in the video.
Oh, yeah, the Notre Dame quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
his only editorial
Rick
note
got name checked. Rick came in the conference room today and did a 15-minute back and forth with me about how Scotty Scheffler could end up in the golf GOAT conversation.
I heard you guys talking about that.
And
you took the bait though. They're going on and on.
You can't
I'm gonna go hang out with Drew on the third floor.
With a absolutely specious.
Okay, I want to talk about Anthony Richardson. I'm curious. This is where this is one of the videos that I just want to just straight up ask Colts fans, like, at this point, what do you think of Richardson? I like to always have a feel for what the fans are thinking, and I feel, because fans tend to be pretty optimistic and encouraged, that they still believe that Richardson can be a great quarterback, and they're hopeful that it was an eyesight type thing. I'm less about that personally. Not to say that he can't turn it around, but I just don't think like, oh, it was his eyes all of along. Like, I don't believe that personally. That's just, your eyesight could only be so bad. So, it just is what it is. But AR, he's such a fascinating quarterback because when you look at some of his plays in isolation, you literally can say that was one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my entire life. And in the same game, you can see a play where you're like, I've never even seen like a middle school kid playing flag football make that play. And you're just like, what the heck was that? And it's just, it's fascinating. I don't remember, if anyone else has a good example of that, like, I just don't remember seeing something so extreme. And so there is that feeling of like, oh my God, if we can just bring up the floor, even if we have to sacrifice some of the ceiling, we can get a pretty darn good quarterback. Like, we can get a quarterback that can win some games and be pretty exciting and be pretty electric. Like, you might not be Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but like, you could be Kyler Murray or something, and like, that would still be a massive win, because I think as long as you have a good attitude and you have a great offensive mind, like I believe Shane Steichen is, the rest is just rounding out the roster and maybe relying a little bit more on having a much more, not just a good defense, but maybe like a more dominant defense that can really get out there and send some messages and whatnot. So, I want to see just AR just evolve, not even just some of his like, actual just football 101 type aspects, but really, I want to see the maturity actually grow. I want to have the sense that when I'm watching it, I'm like, that's a grown up right now. That is a mature, experienced quarterback right now, more so than seeing some of the really insane highlight reel stuff. I just want to get the feeling of like, yep, I trust that guy. I know he's not going to be perfect. I know he's not going to be flawless. I know he's going to make some mistakes. I know he's going to have some bad interceptions like every quarterback does, but I trust him. I trust his ability to assess a situation in any given moment. I did not have that feeling at all watching him. Watching him was kind of just like, man, this is a crazy feeling watching this guy play quarterback right now, because it really is like, I don't know what's about to happen. It's an uncomfortable place to be in, and it's brutally difficult to coach. It's brutally difficult to coach. I forget the exact situation, but it involved Russell Wilson, the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing the Baltimore Ravens. And, really essentially, like, there was like a wide open pass that Russell Wilson messed up, and there was a play that he tried to make something out of nothing, and he either got sacked or fumbled or an intercept. And then the next play was like an interception. Like, it was essentially like every category of what a quarterback has to potentially face, both positive and negative, Russell Wilson in that moment faced, and essentially failed every single aspect of it. And I remember Tom Brady just being like, man, offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he doesn't know what to call right now, because it's like, what do I do in this situation? I schemed someone wide open. You missed them. When there was a little bit of pressure, you just completely failed. When there was a moment when you should have thrown the ball away, you forced the ball to a receiver, ended up in an interception. It was just like, you don't know what to do. And from a coaching perspective, you're like, I don't know what the heck do I call right now. It's because it's like, I don't know if I can even trust my quarterback to do what needs to be done in the most basic elementary sense. And so when you are so up and down, you're not giving a lot to work with Shane Steichen. It's just too much of just like, I don't know how I can put this player in a position to succeed. And I talk about this so much, that's such a foundational aspect of coaching, is putting your guys in positions to succeed. That's really what you can honestly really reduce coaching down to the ultimate purest sense, is just putting those guys in positions to succeed, which sounds easier said than done, quite frankly. And when you're really inconsistent, you're making it hard for your coach to put you in a position to succeed. And so I think a lot of that comes with maturity, as well as actual just fundamental growth on the football field, being a quarterback. But I'm interested. I'm really, really interested, and I'm rooting for the guy. But like, I'm just not gonna be his eyes, and that's all he needed was glasses or LASIK or whatever ended up actually officially happening. Like, now it's all gonna be different, because it's way more than that. It's way more than just like his eyesight, right? Like, it's just no. I'm just not gonna buy into that narrative. So I am curious though, what Indianapolis Colts fans feel about all of this. Are you high on Richardson? Do you have some faith that Daniel Jones can pull a Sam Darnold type thing? Do you want nothing to do with Daniel Jones? Like, do you still believe that AR can be a great quarterback in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.